Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another very exciting session of Candid Meena. And as we know that the Saif Ali Khan case, each and every day, the a new angle is being unfolded. And today we have more shocking news with regards to this particular case, and why a particular angle of this case has been revealed, and why this might be the reason why all these things happened in the first place. So we'll be talking about that in detail in a very fun filled session, and it is over to you.
Yeah. So, friends, usually what happens when you see a Bollywood movie, masala, all sorts of masala come into it. So, this is very similar in the Saif Ali Khan case. Now, first of all, let me tell you, Saif has made a fool of everybody. Okay, media, the people, law enforcement, government. Never have I seen such a fraud, a person like this, and a government that is playing complicitly with him is what I would say, because everything that the family says, what he says, comes across as a huge lie. Nothing, even the fact that he sails in from the hospital, looking like he's just going, come from a shoot, or he's going to a shoot, with all his six pack or eight pack, whatever he has inside his body. Now he comes, sailing, and everybody gets a thumbs up. I don't know who he's showing a thumbs up to. The neighbor is so angry with him, and all these servants and all the the driver and all that, they don't even want to look at him because everybody's had a big fight with him. Now I don't know who he's showing a thumb to. Now it reminds me of, you remember the SSR, when SSR died, when Sandeep Singh was with his sister, and giving a thumbs up. So I think this must be some language that the Bollywood use, to convey some message to someone else, not us, not we the viewers. There is somebody else watching, a big brother, a big M watching all over this. So most probably he's showing a thumbs up to them.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah.
Please,
Before that,
yes.
so friends, today I would like to show you something very interesting, and this is a very controversial thing. Is you see in the screen that you have Saif Ali Khan's property, which is we'll be talking about this and what exactly it is. That is his 15,000 crore family property. He might lose because of the Enemy Property Act. Now, Saif Ali Khan and his family's ancestral properties worth 15,000 crores could be seized by government under Enemy Property Act of 1968, and it allows the central government to claim properties owned by individuals who migrated to Pakistan post-partition. Abida Sultan, sister of Saif Ali Khan's grandmother, Sajida, went to Pakistan in 1950. Sajida became the property's legal heir, and Saif Ali Khan inherited a share of these properties. And not only that, friends, that this property is in Bhopal, and the Madhya Pradesh High Court lifted the 2015 stay over these properties, and bringing them closer to acquisition for potential government acquisition under this particular act of 1968, the Enemy Property Act. And these properties, which include the iconic Flagstaff House, the Nuruz Sabah Palace, the Darus Salam, bungalow of Habibi, Ahmedabad Palace, and Kosifa property. And so this is worth 15,000 crores, and this is huge as far as Saif Ali Khan is concerned. And maybe this is the reason why Kareena Kapoor married Saif Ali Khan in the first place, looking at all these properties, and yeah. So this maybe this is the reason that this whole drama is taking place, right?
Yeah. So now apparently Madhya Pradesh High Court has permitted the center to take over properties worth 15,000 crores belonging to Saif Khan's Pataudi dynasty. Now, if you look at the Pataudi house, what is the Pataudi house? Now, this is one among the many, okay? Now, Khan's historic family house is spread over a massive 10 acres and is estimated to be worth, around 800 crores. It has 150 rooms, including 7 bedrooms, 7 dressing rooms, and 7 billiard rooms. And Saif's house price is roughly rupees 800 crores. The house also has many drawing rooms and dining rooms that are linked by lengthy pathways to one another. Now, if this Bangladeshi, this Sharif, were to go into the Pataudi house, now he would have taken at least 1 year to come out, and be caught by the police. Because in the apartments that he's living itself, he was hiding in the garden for 2 hours. So now if he goes to Pataudi house, you can imagine. Now poor Sharif will have to take his full khandan if they want to stab Saif Ali Khan, and it wouldn't have been an easy job. Now going to this, so is it because because of the sympathy factor that this guy did this, is what others are saying. But I wouldn't be so quick to say that it's a sympathy factor, because there's a lot more to this story. And there is an internal sort of fight or a feud that's happening. So Prasad says, good morning, Amina and Jaidev. Thank you so much for being completely honest. Just join you. I don't understand why mother takes only son. What kind of mother does this? I wonder what is mother Sharmila thinks about this all. And Nishika says, why he was not taken to Cooper Hospital? That is because he was not SSR or any other person. He was just very, very special. Now, so yeah, so coming back to the fact that first of all, I feel that this, just like a masala movie, the stab injuries have been exaggerated and has become a filmy story, just like what Javed Akhtar and Salim used to write about. Now, I want to show you a picture, where the Mumbai police has set up 20 teams to hunt the attacker. And now 75 cops are honored with certificates for nabbing the attacker. Can you imagine? Can it get more stupid than this? So let us just show you the picture of the police getting honored. Can you remove that, Jaidev, from below, so that our viewers can get a full picture? So here it's written, 75 police of Bandra police station, the team that arrested accused Muhammad Shariful, okay, again I'll stress on the Shariful, Islam Shehzad in the Saif Ali Khan case, was honored by the Joint Commissioner of Police, Law and Order, Satyanarayan Chaudhary, at the Mumbai Police Commissioner's office. Now, I want to know whether they were honored by the previous investigative officer or the one who has been changed now, because the scene keeps changing on a daily basis. Now, they don't trust the policeman the police officer who did the investigation, they immediately change. So the scene changes every day, because now the latest is that a third piece of the knife has been found in the garden. Now, can you imagine, friends, that knife is so long that one piece went into his stomach, or rather into his spine. One was with the guy, the guy who keeps changing his face, and the third piece was found in the garden. Now, this knife is also becoming very, very mysterious, because everybody seems to be having their own story. Now, the knife also doesn't want to be lost out on all the heroism that's happening. Okay, in between all this, just like Urvashi Rautela wanted her share of attention, with her Rolex watch and all that. Now, the next person who wants attention is none other than Mika Singh. Okay, let us get his picture there. Yeah. Now, what did this man, who's the best buddy of Dara Hua Insan, do that he got so much attention? Well, he decided to reward the rickshawala with 1 lakh. Now, this story is getting, even more, what I would say is humorous, because now everybody has realized that Nawab of Pataudi's son, junior, or what you call Nawab, Chota Nawab, is very stingy. Okay, so everybody has now gathered to, pool in money for the rickshawala. Now, who has become the most sympathetic character in the story. Now, after what, they're also very busy listening to, YouTubers and social media and all that. So now what they have done is, the rickshawala who was wearing a very, sort of rough rickshawala suit, is now seen with a blue shirt, posing with the person who's come from the gym, I mean the hospital, Saif Khan. Now he poses with him and they look very hunky dory. But I still feel that Saif Khan has not taken even a paisa from his pocket to give him, is what I feel. So there is, so all these friends of his, are actually pulling in money to give the rest of the money to the person who actually saved him. Now, my question is, now let me go to the next picture. There's another picture where actually I, saw the security man. Okay, I think I have lost it here. Okay. Now, apparently, now what we don't understand is why is everything so suspicious? Now, he lives on the 10th floor. How did the thief reach there? Now, many VVIPs, businessmen, or actors live there, making it a very highly secured building. The thief first had an argument with the maid, and then Saif came to save her. And this is what Filmfare says. Now, mainstream media is very, very clever. They are totally on Saif Khan's, Saif's side. And the person who's, completely suddenly changed is India Today. Earlier, they were, beating the drum, saying that, see, they were being, so much, attacked, and they need all our sympathy. But now suddenly, India Today has become very, very investigative. Now, Filmfare says that Saif Khan was climbing down the stairs with his family when he was stabbed 6 times. Why couldn't the security guards even catch the escaping thief? Is the question. Now, what I want to know is, friends, why do they give salary to the security guys, the maids, the nurses, the drivers and all? Are they there only just like the flowers you see behind Saif and Karishma and Kareena? They're just decoration pieces. I mean, none of them came to the help of Saif. They didn't even drive a car, and none of these people also, don't they know how to drive a car? Doesn't Karishma know how to? Okay, she was not in the right state, is what we came to understand, because she came after a party. Now, after listening to a very stupid panel in the mainstream media, where Bollywood is saying that, see, it's all wrong, we should give them, and then you have Shaina coming in from BJP. Now Shaina says, what is all this hullabaloo? So let the police do their job. They are doing a magnificent job. Now let them do the job. Okay, let us be patient and let us wait. Madam Shaina, now we are almost 5 years into SSR case. No justice. You told us to wait. Okay, we waited. We are almost 5 years into the case, and neither SSR nor Disha Salian has got justice, not many of those people at that time. How long will we wait, Shaina, now for this Saif case also to be solved? You want us to wait till the next election? For us to wait and see who is going to come to power, then which bullshit story they will also start saying? We do not know. So one thing is very clear. The moment such things happen, everybody joins the bandwagon, and the first to join the bandwagon is the mainstream media. And they will tell you all sorts of stories. Kareena was in the car, she was crying, and she was so upset. Now, the next question I want to ask you, friends, is that just a day after that, 2 toy scooters were given, were delivered at Saif's house for the children. That is for Taimur and Jay. Now, what is the reason when such a calamity has happened in the house that some Santa Claus is sending them these sort of gifts? So, and what is it for? Is it some sort of a bribe, or to for people to keep quiet? I don't know. See, why would usually you give children, when you take children to the supermarket and they're crying very loudly, you give them an ice cream or a lollipop to shut them up, right? So now you give them such massive scooters, just the next day after this, their father has got 6 deep stab wounds. Why would they give it to the children? So is that a bribe to, so that they don't say what they saw? Though I wouldn't like to drag the children into it, because that wouldn't be right. But I was quite surprised that why it was not Christmas, it was not Diwali, and it was not their birthday. So how come these gifts landed at their doorstep? And why at such a precarious moment when everybody is in problem? So these are things that people will ask. Now another question that everybody would ask: see, there are seven servants and people around, and none of them called the police. And Saif Khan, who's bleeding profusely, according to the doctor, but not according to the rickshawala. Rickshawala said there was only small piece of blood, which he wiped with his cloth, and this man was calm and cool. We're talking about Saif. And he was speaking very reassuredly to his son. We are talking about the first son, Taimur. And there was one more person, a male with them. But the doctor in the Leelavati hospital has a completely different story. He says that he came like a lion, he roared like a lion, holding the child's hand, and he was, full of blood. He was dripping with blood. In which case, this is what I asked in Arnab's channel, where the question was that, then in which case, they have CCTV footage of Saif entering the hospital. Where is the footage? If you're saying that he came in like a lion and he was dripping with blood, yet he acted like a real hero, then we want to see those pictures, Mr. Doctor, And if you don't have those pictures and you don't want to show it to us, then you need to undergo a lie detector test. Because everybody in this case is lying through their teeth. Everybody. Okay. So the second doctor was a little bit more sober. And then you have other doctors saying that, see, after such an operation, they can't walk so fast. And then, of course, those people who want to protect them say that, oh, surgeries have changed. There are new methods and so many things are happening in medical front that people can fly from the bed. Well, that's what Saif did, literally. He flew, to his house. And then he showed everybody a thumbs up to say that he's fine and happy.
Yeah. So one more point I would like to raise is that Kareena Kapoor was in a drunk state, according to the reports. She attended the party of Sonam Kapoor, and then she decided to go to her sister's house, Karishma Kapoor's house. But my question is, if your husband Saif Ali Khan was so injured, in a big way, why didn't you accompany your son and take him to the hospital like a wife? If you have at least an ounce of love for your husband, right? Is my question.
But here also, Jaydev, the doubt is that there would have been a massive fight between the husband and wife. These are all internal issues. Now, these are things the chief minister or you or I should not put our heads into, right? Even the 60 police? I don't know. So everything is 60. Even the Rahua Insan's, bodyguards are 60. I don't know what's wrong with the 60 number. Anyway, now this is not our job whether to, they have an internal fight and, who had a fight and whether it was, Ibrahim, the son who had a fight with the father, or whether it was Kareena who had a fight. These are all internal issues. So, yes, it is for sure that Kareena was not, as you say, in the right frame of mind because she went to the hospital only at 4 o'clock. And also the fact that she also was standing in front of a rickshaw, in front of her house. Now they have Porsches, they have Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure they even have a Maybach. Okay. All these things are there with the Chota Nawab. But these are all display material, I think. Just like the jewelry that Kareena wears. They don't have drivers. It's all hollow. Because if perhaps even if you go to their breakfast table, they may just have 2 eggs and a slice of bread. That is how stingy he has come across as, because the rickshawala was not paid. This is after 6 to 7 days that the rickshawala has not been paid. Now, do we need Mika to come and donate 1 lakh is my question.
No, he was paid 11,000 rupees. According to
so 11,000 is how much, Jaydev? It would be 10 rupees, in Bollywood standards, it would be just 10 rupees, right? And that too after social media questioned them.
Exactly.
They became guilty because they all said that this man is very stingy. Nawab of Pataudi's son, Chota Nawab, is very, very stingy. And that is why then they suddenly gathered everybody and said that, chalo, isko ek 11,000 rupees denge. And so even the rickshawala is now, he has got multi-dimensions. Now he's saying, I don't mind any sort of reward. If they give me anything, I'm happy. Arey, this man who came like a mouse, he's now behaving like as though he's a Maharaja. Now he wants rewards also for what he did. All you did was take him to the hospital, nothing more. Okay, and next day you change the story because it was told to you to say that he was bleeding and the rickshaw was full of blood, and all that stuff. So this is all happening, Jaydev. What is happening is they are making a fool of the public. And let me also tell you, now Shaina says, what is this? Why is it your this thing to act like Sherlock Holmes? Madam, if this is an internal fight and they did everything on their own, they took their scooter, they went and all that, that is all fine. But they are involving police. Police are paid by the taxpayers' money. Investigation money is also paid by the taxpayer. Who is the taxpayer? You and me. So Shaina, how dare you tell us that this is an internal thing? This is the same dialogue you have also learned from Javed Akhtar, that you should say the same dialogue every time someone is hurt or murdered or killed. Police will take their own time. Judiciary will take their own time. Unfortunately, we cannot depend on these people. Everybody seems to be a scoundrel now. Now, who to trust? I can't trust the rickshawala. I can't trust Taimur's nurses. Okay, because the nurses are also becoming heroines. The one nurse is saying that, see, he asked me for 1 crore and she was negotiating. Can you imagine? The nurse is negotiating. Now, how well Saif and Kareena have trained the nurses that when someone like this comes, you better negotiate. Don't, if he says 1 crore, make it, 50 lakhs. So this is how ridiculous the whole scene is. Jaydev, see, just at every point, they are making a fool of the public. And I find it ridiculous that the chief minister should even bother to put his head into this case. He should say, this Bollywood is so mad, let them take care of their own things. I am not going to interfere, Baba. Mere ko dusra kaam hai. Isn't this what the Mr. Fadnavis should do? Instead of saying that, see, Kareena ko ye chahiye, Saif ko ye chahiye, that is not your job. Your job is to rule the state. So, Shaina, that is most important. Okay, let Fadnavis concentrate on his job. Okay, and you don't tell us that we should not interfere because public is very concerned about the number of lies you people say, and also our trust in the legal forces are all demolished.
Also, yeah. According to the latest report coming now, that Saif Ali Khan offered 50,000 rupees to the auto rickshaw owner.
So how is it changing every second, Jaydev?
Every day it is changing from 11,000 rupees to 50,000 rupees. So I don't know what the news report.
Does he have amnesia now? Does he have amnesia after the spinal, surgery? Does he have amnesia? Is what I'm wondering. Too much of fluid is taken out, then perhaps he gets amnesia. And then he thinks that perhaps he didn't pay the rickshawala. Now let him pay something, So then he has to be reminded by the wife, no, that you have paid already yesterday. And that is enough, Chote Nabab. Zyada mat do.
I mean, from 11,000 to 50,000, that's a huge jump, right? The amount given to rickshawala, and I don't know what the news people are doing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, back to you, Jay.
Yeah, so friends, this is a ongoing developing story which we'll be covering on Candid Meena, and now very interestingly, this is how Bollywood is thinking, right? Like I haven't seen such a case get importance in the state of in Mumbai after 26/11, in my opinion, at least, right? Yeah. So much of importance.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, very interestingly, see, there is a panel in Arnab's show to discuss this, discuss what? All the lies that Saif Khan and Kareena Kapoor and the whole family are, telling you. It is their duty to come to public and tell you what has happened. Now, every time, you even look at Kareena, she's losing her temper. She's covering her face with goggles, when she's driving. So everything shows that they are in defensive mode because something terrible has happened inside the house and they cannot say it. So was it some sort of, you don't know whether it was sexual abuse or something? What has happened that they can't talk? Something taboo has happened, right? Something that is so bad that you can't even speak about it to public is my thing. Because see, let me tell you one thing. I've been receiving a lot of emails, and in those emails there are things that they have said that even I doubt. So we cannot say that in our channel, but there is something terrible that has happened and they are hiding it. So it is not about the property, Jaydev. It's not about getting self sympathy. It's not all that. There is something very, very troublesome that Saif is trying to cover up. And he's doing a very lousy job about that, because people are very, they scrutinize everything. They won't leave anything to, chance. They will keep questioning you. So yeah, just let's take some comments. Very interesting comments coming, Jaydev. So let's just take a few comments. There is intruder. He not admitted to claim insurance. That is a bribe, and that could be to avoid some interrogation and lie down in hospital. With spine surgery, Karishma could have taken to the hospital. Now here, what I would tell you, my foot, is that why would a father who's injured take a small son with him? Does he want him to see more blood? Usually what happens is when in movies they tell you that it is not for children, so you don't show children certain scenes. But here the father is saying, watch this blood, watch the blood, watch me screaming, watch me go to the hospital, watch them operate my body. Was that what he was telling Taimur? Is my question. Isn't it strange? I mean, you would protect your child, and the mother is not at all bothered. She has taken the other kid and gone to her house. Now, what is happening? Is a divorce happening in the offing that Karishma comes and takes her home? Until now they were one happy family. Suddenly, everybody is going to different directions. And then just now I saw, a video where the Babita and Dabu are coming out of the house. Babita is smiling away. Now, is Babita also smiling that son-in-law got it left and right? Is also my question. So
yeah,
we really,
one more thing.
yeah.
Yeah, one more thing is, why is the CCTV footage or clips of Saif Ali Khan not released to the media? If you can release the CCTV footage of the culprits, the so-called culprits at least, then why not of Saif Ali Khan?
Yeah,
Whether it is
Gunza.
in his house or whether
Yeah,
it is in the hospital.
yeah. Gunza says, what a mockery of taxpayers' money. Mumbai police in Bandra should be ashamed. And big game is being played by everyone and every day. Yes, the money game is also changing. Can we ever know about the true story in our lifetime, or is it buried like SSR death case? Why they didn't use their own cars is what Sanju is asking. And XP says, is that a payoff to the rickshawala to keep quiet about the truth? Absolutely. This is something like XP, I would like to say, in the car case, Mamta is very, very, adamant that the man who's been accused and who's been jailed, should get the death sentence. Why, madam? Why are you after that man? It means that, see, is he going to hide all the evidence that happened? Because he was not the only person who would have killed that lady. There are other people involved. So with him, will the evidence all die? So that's a question. They also wanted to pay the parents. Who would pay the parents for, their daughter being raped and killed? What sort of government and judiciary is that? Is my question. Okay, next point. Let's take XP's coming fast and furious. That main Saif wasn't hurt badly, maybe. And he continues saying, looking at the photo, is Karishma his second, third wife? Well, that's very personal, I guess. Vidya says, welcome, Vidya. Very true, ma'am. Even I have the same doubts regarding other people at the house. One more doubt, is Saif a real? No, I see. Actually, Saif doesn't have a very clean image. If you look at all the things he's been talking a lot against Hindus. He's been showing up, acting in movies that are also against Hinduism. So he hasn't been a very clean guy, if you're asking me that. And then, of course, he's got a roving eye. That is very obvious. That's also very obvious. Now, we do not know about his character as in marriage, because there has been so many marriages and affairs also, happening. There was Amrita, and there was another lady, I don't know, an Italian lady or someone in between. Then there's been now Kareena, and we do not know all that. So Gunzai says, man, the worst part is the Leelavati doctors joining the PR game, lion, and all the inflated stories. Now, here, let me tell you one thing, Gunzai. You're talking about, Leelavati Hospital. What about Cooper Hospital when SSR was taken there? when Disha Salian was taken there. They're all, when they get money, no, they will change, their everything. And they will give you such an image. Everybody is a lion, a tiger. You're all coming out of the zoo, to tell us that, see, Bollywood is the, highest and biggest power in this world. So it's all crap. Yeah, so let's take some more comments. A lot of comments coming, Jaydeep. So let's just take them as well, because people are taking the trouble to even communicate all this. These people are hungry for limelight. I remember Akshay Kumar used rickshaw, now safe. They are so stingy, they could pay for kid abduction or pay off debt. They don't. Here, let me tell you one thing very, candidly, Prasad, is that, see, when these people go, on holidays to Maldives, I was just asking somebody, about it, and they said that they don't pay a single pie. Even the air ticket, the sponsorship, the food, even the swimming clothes are given, and they don't spend a pie. They do not like to spend money. So that is something that is very, very special about Bollywood. Welcome, Purnima. Suna says, everything appears to be planned, just like a cinema. Absolutely. Welcome, Purnima. Really nice to have you. And my foot says, who takes a small kid? The bleeding story film blood, yes. And Neshe Mein prank gone wrong. There is something seriously wrong here, Dinesh. What kind of parenting they are doing? Kids are up till 2 a.m. Yes, this is a very, very important question, because we used to put our kids to bed by around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, maximum 8 o'clock, because they would do their homework and they'd go to sleep. Now, we do not know. See, one thing is for sure, Prasad. Bollywood has super kids. Bollywood has supermen. That's why Saif flew in from the hospital looking like he's just come after shooting, and he's just going to have lunch, and those thumbs up, a very nice white shirt tucked in, and hair nicely colored, because I'm sure he's must be having gray hair now, well colored, and see, and small little bandage, see in his hand, just a small bandage. And somewhere near his ear, one small little bandage. I think, the nurse would have done it. The heroic, nurse, the heroine in the house, who has been also lauded by the sister. Now, one more thing I want to, I was curious to hear is that Saif has a sister, who's in charge of some Waqf board, Sabah, who was in charge of some jewelry and all that. She had some jewelry brand. Now we here is also in charge of Waqf board. Now, talking about properties and enemy properties being claimed now, and Congress getting really agitated. Maybe you could take the what Nirupam is saying, Jerry. Can you tell us about that?
What exactly? So interestingly, the first part of this guy, Nirupam, who's the Shiv Sena leader, as all of you know, has raised doubts over his rapid recovery following the stabbing incident. How someone who underwent this major 6-hour surgery could be discharged in only 4 days. And I saw this news debate, and I have spoken to a lot of doctors also, and they said that it is quite impossible with the leakage of spinal fluid and the kind of injuries that he's said to have sustained, that anyone can walk like this and have a very fast recovery. And we have a doctor in our midst. Jatin is a doctor, and he said that as a doctor, I would like to say no man on earth can walk so calmly and after being stabbed near spine. It is a very sensitive area. So it's all a cock and bull story, as all of you know. And it is a C grade, worse than a C grade Bollywood script is all I can say. Yes.
In fact, friends, more amusing now. See, this is all, just like when you say, a big bell in a temple is being rung. There should be some small bells also, isn't it? Now, in between all this masala, you have Kapil Sharma saying that he got a life-threatening letter. Now, this man, you couldn't have chosen a better time to say that he is also on the list of Bishnoi or whoever it is. He has anyway got a threatening letter. Now, I'm just wondering, who would have noticed him to even give him a threatening letter? You know, now it's like, Urvashi Rotela saying that, see, even my Rolex watch is making me, but putting me in danger. So this is really, Bollywood is really worried about, all their little problems as well. And they seem to be thinking that Saif's problems are very small. And so Nati says there's video of them at the airport returning from their New Year holiday. And Kareena looked extremely angry while Saif was on his best behavior. Something felt wrong when I saw this, and now might be a pride. Yes, and also, friends, somehow I feel, this somewhere I feel that this, usually the children are handled by the nurses of Kareena. Okay, so they are the ones who are, feeding them, taking them. And I found a video very strange. So they, I don't know where they were. Were they coming from an airport or all? I don't know. But you won't believe it. The nurse was carrying this little one, Jane, you know, and Kareena was walking what seemed like in a terrible hurry and in a terrible huff. And she actually, pushed the nurse, and they were almost going to fall. Now, the nurse and Jay were going to fall. Now, does this mother really care for the children? Is my question. Because the first thing you would do is be careful. When children are with you, you take more care because you're a mother, right? And you, even if you're at risk, you will protect the children. But here, the children were exposed to such danger, no parents would do that. And the children would have witnessed something very, very gruesome, and we do not know what it is, and it is this that they are hiding. And they do not have the guts to reveal it, because if it is revealed, Kareena's advertising will go kaput. Saif's, all his brands will go into the trash can. So their market level will become something like Shilpa Shetty and Raj Kundra, right? After all those semi-porn movies they have been making. So this is a problem that they are going to face, and that is why now they are sticking like, bread and butter to each other. Though they hate each other, is what everybody feels. Because the chemistry between Kareena and Saif is not of the best kind. And they don't seem very comfortable with each other. So, of course, perhaps after many years of marriage, certain couples become like that. But now they seem to be like, bread and butter. So they seem to be together for a certain reason. So let me just take a few comments, because the comments are coming fast and furious. Might be a prank, says Sanju. And Meera says Bollywood is a Pandora box. Absolutely. Well said, Meera. The police apparently found the handle of the knife used to attack Saif by the lake. This is like finding a needle in a haystack. And the whole story, my God. So now this is the fourth piece, isn't it, Aarti? Because now a portion of the knife was found even in the garden. So that was 3 pieces. Now this is the 4th piece. If you say the handle was found near the lake. So now this knife is really acting smart. More smarter than the Bollywood itself. This knife is saying that don't take me for granted. I'm a very big part of this melodrama, and you must give me, some sort of award or money like the rickshawala got. Now, Mika or any other person who's very close to these people should think of paying the knife as well. Now, does that mean the attacker trotted back down the stairs carrying the knife handle? Now, this Veda is getting ridiculous, right? It's getting ridiculous. And you have a bunch of Bollywood people who go on these mainstream media.
No, he wanted to steal. No, he wanted to steal the shoes, right? Which is very precious.
Yeah, absolutely, Sanju.
So he had to climb the 12 floors through the duct and half through the stairs and fire exit, and then jump in the very window.
As Sanju says,
at the right time, right?
Now Sanju says it's 4 pieces of knife. Even the rickshaw man did not have such a story. The knife has come out with a brilliant story by itself. The strange thing is 2 advocates were fighting to get the case of the culprit. Both were jointly allowed. Here, Leena, let me tell you, politicians are behind, or some other cabal is behind this. Bangladeshi. Look, even the Bangladeshi looks so cool. It's just like he had a milkshake, and he said that let me go and recce Saif's house with the police. Police are my friends, so let me catch their hand and go. So he would have gone there quietly, enjoyed every bit of it. So this is all such a strange thing. Is any movie of Saif releasing? Yes. Jewel Thief is coming. So it's, you see, people are saying it's a publicity stunt. People are saying it's, to get sympathy because his land has been grabbed from him, and now he has no value as far as his wife is concerned. The third thing is that there's some internal fight that has happened, and that could be rather, terrible, that they can't even speak about it. So it could be something very, secretive. Jatin, his property is worth 15 crores in Bhopal. Even he has to let go of 100 crores to set this all up. Why not? And these people used to go on holiday to these palaces, and then behave like Maharajas and Maharanis. Now, let me tell you, Saif and Kareena, you cannot behave like that with public. Okay, public is paying tax for all this. Now you can't just keep quiet. You need to tell us what is the truth, because we are not going to worry our heads, thinking that our police is only looking after you and not looking after the people in the state. You're answerable to us. So that's the question. Now, Harita says, who is this Waqif in charge? Is it so? See, Soha is one sister. This is another sister, and they are two sisters and a brother. And why does she act like, can you just take that back again, Chete? And why does she act like an ex-Muslim then, going to temples wearing? So you know about her. I don't need to educate you. Yeah. His property, yes, we've taken that. And hats off to the little kids going to the hospital with his injured father. He must be a darling little fellow. No, Vinny, I think there's something more to
Daring.
that. And,
yeah.
There was something more to that. Saif was trying to tell him something. God alone knows whether he was trying to tutor him, to keep quiet about the incident. So because little children are very innocent. So if the police says, "Baba, kya hua?" "Nahi, mama ne ye kiya, baba ne ye kiya," they would have said the whole truth. So that is the reason why Taimur was taken in the rickshaw, to tutor him, to keep quiet. And then the next day, they have got those massive scooters. So everything is forgotten. Hunky dory, children are playing with the scooters. So this is all something that is happening, very, very weird. Shaina and Sanjay Nirupam are clashing each other as on Saif fake stabbing. If you look at, very well, you said that, well said. If you look at Shaina, Shaina is the typical politician, who has been told to say only certain things. Police will take due course to do it. Judiciary will take due course to do it. Now after some time, suddenly somebody will ask her a disturbing question, and she doesn't know where to look, because people are prompting her from left and right. Say this, say that, say this, because you are BJP or whichever party you are. Be careful what you say. So suddenly she gets flabbergasted, and she doesn't know what to say. This is how politicians behave when put in such situations. They cannot speak the truth. Why do they even come in front of the camera is my question. Now, Jewel Thief or sequel of Jab We Met. How come Kareena wasn't there to receive Saif from hospital? Now, this is a very, very good question, Vidya, and that also spells something rather mysterious. And Veda says you're absolutely right, and reason to take Taimur to tutor him, and Kareena took charge of Jay. So there is something happening, and the children are being told to keep quiet, because the moment these little sweet kids, open their mouths, everything that Saif and Kareena and the Pura Kapoor Khandan and Khan Khandan have said will, crumble like a pack of cards. So children are the ones they should hold on to. Why give them scooter? Give them a Rolls Royce. They'll keep quiet. Now, Insaf says, my 13-year-old epidural still pain, but Saif spine injury and attack. And, funny thing is, Insaf, is that, there are some doctors who are coming and saying, Arey Baba, y'all are fools. You don't even know. This is my mother walking after the operation. This is my father walking after the operation. Now, see, medical system has become so fast that, they can fly over the roof. So, there are people also who are doing all this kind of nonsense. Zuri says they must have had a fight, and it got off our hand, with Kareena slashing Saif on the hand. Just to bury this, they set up a story about an intruder. Now, we really don't know about that, Zuri, but we can't comment. But I know it is an internal matter. Thank you, Purnima, for becoming a member. So, as very well said, Zuri, This is an internal matter, and there's something that they can't speak about, and that's why they're keeping mum about it. I haven't seen Kareena look angry, dragging young son, older, was trying to catch up with mum. She didn't check. Yes, this is another video. I'm sure you will see it because it's available on YouTube. Welcome, Shobha. And so let's go to the next one. And that is Saif's ex-wife is least bothered about. Even his son was seen parting and joking with paparazzi. Yes, a pink villa clip showed Kareena arguing incessantly on the phone inside the car during the discharge. Now that clip has disappeared. Absolutely. But, Arnab is really great. He's showing it every 5 minutes. So you can see it on, Republic. I also think that the kids saw something, or yes, this is the right thing, which I've been saying. The children have seen something, or the children have witnessed something that is very, very terrible. And these people cannot talk about it. Comedy circus is going on. Gallons of fire extinguishers are installed. And on top of that, now, Insaf, your statements are making me laugh. Now, they have also started installing more CCTV cameras. So maybe we will get now the fifth piece of the knife also, because they have, installed this. I also think that the kids saw something. Yes. And yes, absolutely. And Veda says a Pinky Villa show. Yes, absolutely. So let me just take a few more comments. The story can be a good 4-episode series. And in the midst of all this, I think Ekta Kapoor is keeping very quiet about it. Now, Ekta Kapoor will say, this is a serial that can run for a year, and we can get so much of sex in it and so much of, fun in it, so much of murder, itna खून मिलेगा इसमें, ये तो अच्छा ही स्टोरी है. किससे कहूँ कि ये कहानी लिखे, शायद जावेद अख्तर को ही दे दे या फरहान अख्तर को दे दे. Apparently, the attacker hid in the garden for 2 hours after stabbing Saif. So nobody bothered to check the garden. The first thing anybody could do is to check the compound and look for the intruder. Where? Aarti. Servants are on one tangent. Drivers are on, if there are drivers, they are on another tangent. Then you have the paparazzi, and then you have the police, because they are now getting awards. So now they have to prove their prowess. So they are taking Sharifullah to every part of the house in case he wants to do it one more time. One news said that the boy in camera is a friend of the maid he entered in midnight. Yes, this is also a story that is being said, but we do not know. All was fake story which never happened, similar to Bollywood's worst movie. They think people are fools, says Biju. Wrong assumptions from fake Khan. Doctors are pathetic. Character, talking pity. Yeah, absolutely. They may install special duct for thieves. Yes, this is also a very important point, but make it big enough for a human body to go in. Now, good evening, Preeti. Sorry, I'm new to this channel, but found it very interesting. Best wishes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Preeti.
And Insa says, stabbing on Saif, which not at all occurred on Lala Land of Mumbai. Now, the funny thing is, Insa, because your comments are coming fast and furious, I'm really enjoying it. So the funny thing is that everybody in Bollywood is quiet as a mouse. What is happening? Instructions have been given to all the Bollywood people to keep quiet. Now, there must be some reason why these people are keeping quiet as mice, Saif is such a worst actor. He could have taken his profession seriously, at least for a few minutes in public after his discharge from the hospital. All the awards he received went waste, says Preeti. Ekta's new movie title, No One Stabbed Saif. Is Saif a relation with? Yeah. So these are things we do not know, Priya, and unless, of course, these are all very private matters, and unless they themselves say it, And one very important thing, friends, is that these people think, whether it is Saif or Kareena or Karishma, they think they have just landed, from heaven. Now they all come with halos, so they cannot be touched. And then they have these foot soldiers, like Shaina and all these people who will say, don't touch them. Don't ask questions. Who are you? Are you Sherlock Holmes? Are you this? Are you that? So we are supposed to be like mainstream media, India Today and all that. We should say, oh, Kareena was crying, such a bad incident. Then, and say that, sympathize with them and say that everything will be okay. Okay, now Saif is back home. So is this what they expect of media to do? Maybe scratch marks made out to be stab marks. Saif has released a Sansani case movie where he is producer and director and the actor. He deserves an Oscar. Absolutely, very well said. They should get guard dogs. The dogs would awaken if there was an intruder. But here, in which case, Travel Caro, he would need to pay for the dogs because, such dogs are very expensive. Now, if he can't pay the rickshaw man, and that also he pays only after so many days, it means that he might be quite, rather careful about money. Mumbai is not safe, but is definitely Mumbai is not safe, but is definitely safe. Yeah, that's a nice play on words, Lena. So yes, back to you, Jen.
Yeah, this is all the news for today, friends, and we will see you tomorrow once again.
Also,
Until
I would like
then,
to thank each one of you because I see a lot of new faces, and the fact that thank you for trusting our channel because we do not believe in fluffing up what is happening. We're telling you the truth, and honesty pays at the end because you want to know the truth. You don't want to be given stories that are cooked up, you know. So thank you for that. Thank you for joining us in large numbers. And one last comment from Pasag is if Mumbai police are as great as they say, why they can't ask the kids? Absolutely. And last one, keep asking the hard questions. Yes. Thank you so much, Zuri. Good night, Jai Hind, and Jai Shri Ram.